How's it going? I'm Dr. J. Pretty much everyone has seen one or two videos about common mistakes in Smash, like rolling too much or always picking the same options or not paying attention to your opponent or whatever. But once you get to a certain skill level, pretty much everyone has eliminated those beginner habits, so learning how to punish things like excessive rolling or double jumping isn't really what I want to talk about here. Instead, I want to focus on how to exploit the psychology and habits of truly good players, and hopefully lead you guys in the right direction of trying to improve the more subtle mental aspects of your game. Basically, this video will be a beginner's guide to high-level mind games with a few higher-level tips thrown in, and in subsequent videos, I'll be talking about more specific situations that come up in competitive play, like tech chasing and ledge trapping. So be sure to subscribe and drop a comment on what you'd like to see in episode 2. Oh, and real quick, MetaNet.gg is finally up and running. MetaNet is this website I've been working on for the past few months, and it's basically a social network and an open marketplace for everything esports and gaming related. I've got a Kickstarter running with just a few more days left to help pay for server maintenance going forward, and I'd really appreciate if you check that out and consider supporting or sharing it. In the coming days, you'll be able to set up your shop and start using the forums and stuff. So go check it out. Okay, onto this guide. A common misconception that novice competitive players have is that the quality of your mind games are simply dependent on either the general intelligence of the player, or that there are some secret facts that only top players know because of how much research they've done. In reality, improving your mind games is just like improving the mechanical aspects of your game. It takes a lot of practice and grinding to get a grasp on it, and it can always be improved through more practice. So here's where the grind comes in. You have to know what every character can do and how each of their options works. That doesn't mean spend a week maining every character, and it doesn't mean watch every single character guide on YouTube. It just comes from playing the game normally, but paying attention to what all of your opponents do. If you learn just one valuable piece of information every game, then you really don't need to spend that much time poring over spreadsheets, although that could help speed up the process if you've got the patience for memorizing frame data. But anyway, the first step is to learn all of your opponent's options. If you're unaware of what they have at their disposal, then it will be impossible to predict anything. For instance, when trying to recover from the ledge, there are often tons of options at your disposal. There's the obvious like roll, get up attack, regular get up, tournament winner, or for you youngsters, a jump from ledge, or double jump off the ledge. You need to get a sense for not just the base level of what your opponent likes to do, but instead become aware of the whole sequence of events that might follow each immediate option. Now here's what I think is the key to really pushing your mind games to the next level. Be aware of absolutely everything that's going on. Do not get tunnel vision thinking, oh, I shot a projectile and he jumped. I bet he'll do that again. Think instead about the greater context in which your opponent does everything. For instance, try to see how each of your percents, stock counts, stage positioning, and even the timer affects what your opponent likes to do. There are a lot more correlations with these types of things and what options your opponent chooses than what you might think. Of course, it's different for every player, but generally people shift tactics based on these variables, so being aware of them will help you know what your opponent might do next. Also, just generally get a feel for when your opponent is being aggressive, defensive, or setting up a bait. This is really important info when deciding what to do in terms of forming a reactionary game plan, extending strings, making reads, and just generally making smarter decisions. I'll be going over what to do when facing an overly aggressive or defensive player in later videos, but for now, just try to get an eye for it. Okay, so those are the things I think you should start thinking about in order to start getting good with mind games. I also wanted to throw in a couple of random tips on making good reads that you can think about until the next video. So here they are. First off, watch your opponent's DI and drift. A lot of times this will show which way your opponent will tech, where your opponent will go after recovering from hit stun, or whether or not your opponent is going for a cross-up. This is useful for extending strings, capitalizing on tech chases, and really importantly, getting your defense on point. Next, be aware not only of the moves your opponent likes to do and when they like to use them, but also the timing that they use them with. For example, you can easily mix up your opponent by switching between instant aerials, delayed aerials, empty hops, and so on. This is a great way to mess people up with their out of shield options and such. Anyway, that's all for now. Sorry, I know it's been a long time since my last upload, but I'm back and I'm revving it up for the next few months. Don't forget to check out and share the Kickstarter and website I'm working on, and also join the Discord if you want reliable notifications for when I stream, or if you just want some games or help with something or whatever. Until next time, peace.